Your Minnesota Wilderness are the champions of this trophy, the Robertson Cup, and it's right here at Carmen's. We have a very special Into the Wilderness edition for you. The team just came back from their trip to Austin, where they won this trophy in a 2-game sweep, finishing a 10-game winning streak in the playoffs to go ahead and capture this crown in only their second year of existence in the North American Hockey League. We've got a number of players on this program we're going to be talking to, along with General Manager Dave Boyts, Assistant Coach Brian Meisner, along with Assistant General Manager Josh Petrich. It's all coming up here on this very special edition of Into the Wilderness. I'm Marty Hill, Eric Lippinen is behind the camera, and we're ready to go here at Carmen's. Stick around, we got a great show. And we are back with Into the Wilderness, and we have a special segment with Brett Heikkila and Bretsky, who scored 2 goals in the deciding game, Game 2 of the Robertson Cup final. Playing with a bit of an injury on the shoulder. Tell us about what you were hampered with there.
Well, it was like my second shift of the night, and Billy was chipping a puck to me, and he chipped it and it went right into the ref's skates, and then I kind of stopped on it, and the guy hit me because I wasn't ready, and then my shoulder went boom right into the boards, like right on that crack right there, and then I thought I was honestly going to be done, but I couldn't because we needed that game super bad.
Yeah.
And I just came out hard as I could. And
so this was in Game 2. That all happened.
This is in Game 2.
Okay. And so take us through, I guess, first of all, the first goal that you scored. Kind of a crash in the net kind of a thing it looked like.
Yeah, it was a shot from the point, and Romenko had it in his feet, and I don't think the goalie saw it, and I just saw it right there, and I whacked it with, I tried to go in hard as I could, but my shoulder was killing me, so it just kind of trickled in the net.
Yeah.
It was pretty exciting. But.
And then goal number 2, or kind of a breakaway kind of a thing.
It was kind of a breakaway. The defenseman was fumbling the puck, and he lost it, and I kind of just drove my arm down and went to the net, and the rebound was right there, and I just put it right up in the corner and got that one.
How's this feel?
Unreal. I'm honestly speechless because I still can't believe that we just won this trophy right here.
Yeah. This season, a lot of ups and downs, and how you guys battled through and everything, and this playoff run. What do you think was the key to the 10 straight victories that you're able to get in the playoffs?
Well, like I was saying, like Corey, he has really good speeches in the locker room, and it really touches us. And I think that what he says makes us drive harder and harder and harder. And he's always he's positive and everything. And he knows we can get it done, and I think that we just wanted to go all the way.
Really, I guess in the situation you had, you tried to get all that pain and all that stuff out of your mind, and really, it seems like one of those things where you really dug deep to try to get, help you guys win and get that victory. I couldn't give up. I couldn't give up on my team. I had to just keep going hard as I could, and I just got lucky. I got a couple goals, and we ended up winning the game. Talk about that previous game where you talk about digging deep. To go 4 overtimes.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. The guys were cramping on the other team. Everybody on our team was tired, but we just kept going hard and hard, and we had so many chances.
Right.
And then we just finally got that one, and Billy got it, and
right.
It was the best feeling ever.
Yeah. Kind of set things up pretty well for you for the next night, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice. I guess to do that, you went ahead and you conquered Fairbanks in their building.
Yep.
Went in Janesville, a team that broke the record for most points in the regular season, conquered them in their building.
Yep.
Beat Austin, your big nemesis for the regular season, beat them in their building.
Yep.
What was it that you were hearing from Coach Millen, and as far as being able to go ahead and overcome all that adversity?
He just kept saying, keep driving hard and keep going to the net and everything, and that's what we've been doing, and we've been just getting super good breaks. Usually we're not good in other people's buildings, but we wanted this trophy. Everybody wanted it. it was heart and mindset and everything. We got it done.
Yeah. And you're going to be back next year?
Yes.
Good, looking forward to that. You're going to be one of the team leaders, one of the guys that are going to be looking forward to lead this team.
I'm going to do everything I can.
Got to keep this thing.
Of course. Keep that here, Cloquet.
You win it, you got to keep it. All right. Gretzky, thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Brett Heikela. And we're back at Carmen's Special Into the Wilderness. This team just came back from capturing the Robertson Cup. And I'm here with, we got a special mouse after the middle segment, Brian Meisner here with us, and congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, Marty.
And you got the nice hat, and you got the trophy, and how's this feel?
I'll tell you, it's probably, besides getting married, probably the greatest feeling in my life. You know, just one of those things where I've been waiting a long time, obviously, for that, and you can't describe how great that moment is when you finally accomplish something as big as this, as far as a group of guys, and so yeah, I feel very blessed and lucky to be a part of this. So very happy.
We looked at this team, and you know we talked after the second period almost every game, and you mentioned January or so that you thought that we had something special here with this team.
Yeah.
And what was it that you saw at that point that thought that this could be possible?
Well, yeah, I did feel that way because, looking back, this is my 11th year in junior hockey, and at no time in those other 10 years did I ever feel like I did this year, in the fact that I never was afraid of an opponent that we faced this year. And those other years, there was always a team or two that, man, they got this guy and this guy, and just kind of like, I don't know if we can beat them. But this year, I just felt like we were as good, or if not better, than anybody else in the league, and kind of proved out.
There was no intimidation factor or anything like that with
No, exactly. And we just had everything that you need. We had good goaltending, we had solid defensemen, and we had great forwards, and we had depth at all positions. So that's huge.
And then the playoffs start. You lose the first two games against Cooley.
Yeah.
What changed there from then on that led to this 10-game streak?
Well, luckily for us, we had a week off, because I think if we had to play the next night, we probably would have been done just with our mindset. I think Coach Millen did a great job of getting the guys together. We just had an open meeting where every guy spoke and got everything out. And I think from that point forward, we decided to move forward as a group. And nobody wanted to quit at that point, which, again, great leadership by our captain, Tyler Hart, and our 20-year-olds. And they just took the ball and went with it. And then all of a sudden, we got on a roll, and we just didn't stop.
Right.
Yeah.
The suit you were wearing.
Yeah.
You're going to get that wash finally?
Yeah. Well, if Corey doesn't get his, I'm not going to get mine. But yeah, oh my goodness. That thing was raunchy last night.
There were some fumes or something.
Yeah, it was 10 games in a row with that one.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Exactly.
It was worth it.
I guess, and your wife agrees?
Yeah. Yeah, she made me take that off right away.
Well, I don't want to know all about that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. All right.
In a good way.
Okay, good deal. So we look at everything that happened here in these playoffs. I guess, I talk about the game on the Friday night, game one of the Robertson Cup final. All these things that took place, so many things that come back and create memories. And just talk, I guess, you get the comeback in Fairbanks to win that series. So many things just seemed to work together for you. It came together for you.
No question. And I think a lot of it there's a couple of factors. Obviously, our group bought in. Our group of guys bought into what we were trying to tell them. And then, Coach Millen did a great job of changing some things up in each one of those games, whether it's a forecheck or defensive zone, whatever it was, in our power play, he moved guys around, and everything that he did, knock on wood, but it just, it turned to gold right now.
You don't have to knock on wood
I don't have to knock on wood. I know, I'm sorry.
That's
right. It's habit. But it really worked because, the guys, again, they implemented what we talked about, and, look what the results were. But that Fairbanks win, that was crazy, Marty.
Right.
Nobody goes in there down 3-0 after the first period and comes back and wins there. It just doesn't happen. So then, now you're thinking destiny,
Right.
And Janesville, another tough opponent where we basically, I thought we were the better team against them.
You guys took the play to them.
Yeah, and the scores were close, and they're good, but I think for us, we were just better as a group, whole, against any team that we played this year.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations
Thanks,
on
Mark.
this achievement here. You've earned it, and good luck
Thanks.
next year. Now you got it. Now you have to keep it.
I know. Well, that's the best part about it. You know, we're not chasing somebody; they're chasing
Right.
us, which I love.
You don't mind having the target on your back.
Nah. Bring it. You know.
All right. Good deal. Thanks, Brian Meisner.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back with more Into the Wilderness in a moment. And we're back Into the Wilderness. We're joined by Aaron Miller from Superior. Your first year in junior hockey, and you win this thing. How about that?
Yeah, it's nice. You know, I never expected it, and it's nice to finally get something like that.
Yeah. Now, tell us about how all this transpired for you guys. This, I guess, looking at this playoff run, how things changed. You know, from the first 2 games against Cooley, and then this 10-game run.
Yeah, you know, I think going down 2 games at Cooley in the first round, I think it helped us a lot, actually. You know, we came back and we won that series, and I think it showed us as a team what we can do when we want to win and when we actually play. It gave us a bunch of confidence going into the next round. You know, and then once we win the next round, we get even more confidence. So that first series was crucial for us, I think.
I guess in some ways you can look at it as something where you know what you are not supposed to do when you go into a playoff situation.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it was, like, we were the last team to come back from 2-0. I don't remember, like 09-10
Yeah,
season.
it's been a few years.
So, I mean,
yeah.
you know, we obviously weren't supposed to come back, and we did. So, you know, I think that kind of went through our minds, saying, you know, hey, we could have easily lost, and we didn't, and we came back, so might as well go all the way.
Sure. You put together a number of terrific games, especially in that series there. I guess if you can talk about your play specifically and what you were able to do against them. You had a good entire season against Cooley Region.
Yeah, I don't know. I seem to elevate my play a lot against them. You know, I felt like I could work out of the corner against them, and that's where I like to be. So it was easy for me.
Sure. I was looking at remembering what happened against Janesville, and it looked like a number of opportunities that you had, just different things that seemed to take place. You know, puck luck just didn't seem to be the case, but able to get a lot of opportunities and keep the, you know, just help the momentum for you guys.
Yeah, you know, I last 4 games, no points, but I had chances, and you know, I didn't capitalize, but you know, I think we gave momentum to the team. I can remember in game 2 against Austin, or game 1 in Austin, my line had a good shift. We were in their zone the whole time. We didn't score, but we had a bunch of chances, and after that, we played in their zone basically the rest of the period. So, you know, if you can't score, you know, as long as you're getting momentum for the team and you're doing stuff for the team, it's all that matters.
Right. Keep the puck in their zone half the time. That's
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
They can't score them.
Exactly. So in the meantime, in the middle of all this, you were able to get your college commitment all lined up with Bemidji State. So
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels amazing. You know, it feels good to get it out finally. It's a lifelong goal I've had. You know, I never thought it could happen, so I'm glad I got it.
So the plan for you is you've got one more year junior before making that step?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you see as what you want to accomplish in the meantime as far as getting ready for that next level?
You know, I just want to get bigger, faster, and stronger. I mean, that's why you come to juniors, is to get bigger, faster, and stronger. So hopefully this summer and next season I can put on some weight and some muscle.
Sure. Any consideration as to what you're going to look for academic-wise at Bemidji State?
Well, my first year I'm redshirting because I have to do all academics. So hopefully after my first year I can get good grades and then get an academic scholarship too.
Yeah. Get your feet settled in there.
Yeah,
And get to know where you're at and what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Right. In the meantime, I guess as far as what your plan is, hopefully we'll have you back here.
Yeah,
you got a trophy to defend here.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, I'll know more in a couple of weeks. But in the meantime, I'm planning on coming back for sure.
All right, awesome. Aaron, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, Aaron Miller. And we're back on Into the Wilderness, and we're joined by the GM, Dave Boyce. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Marty. Been a blast.
How about this? How's this feeling?
This is pretty exciting. Yeah, I've been really soaking it in all day. You don't realize, you know, in the moment, what these kids have accomplished, but really when you think it through, you've been on the road, you've seen the whole journey, and it's really not so much that we won it, which is awesome, but it's really how we won it, which is really special. And I don't think too many people in our league can say that.
And you won it, just overcoming so much adversity. And a lot of hard work and just so many things. Where odds were just stacked against you.
Yeah, the obvious is being down 0-2 in the first series, and then you were at the game with me in Game 3, and we always talk about Cooley Region. We really didn't play our best hockey, and coming out and sneaking that one out, and then from there just getting on a little roll, but then all the, throughout the rest of the series, having to go on the road, getting down 3-0 to Fairbanks in a building where usually nobody can come back and win, and we did that. And if you lose that game, that's tough. The whole series is turned around, and then having to go on the road for the last 2 series against 2 great teams and giving up 3 goals total in those 2 weekends is just phenomenal.
And let's talk about that Fairbanks trip, because when you guys were able to go ahead and close that out, the team itself had time to gel together off the ice, and from what I hear from guys, that contributed a lot.
You know what? We had a blast. We were able to take them to Chena Hot Springs up there, spent the day going up there and just enjoying the hot springs, and then the next day on that Sunday we went to Denali Park and saw a grizzly bear, we saw moose and caribou and Dall sheep, and it was really just a fun time to get out. We stopped at a really cool restaurant, had out in the middle of nowhere in Alaska there, and it was just a really great couple days to spend with the boys. Great for me personally because I haven't been on the road with these guys, and for me personally to get a chance to know some of these guys too and spend that kind of quality time with them was really special. And I think the guys really got away from hockey for a couple days, even though they were in the middle of the playoffs, and just had a lot of fun together, and it was really neat.
And that, I think, seemed to, because you were on the road the rest of the way there, but at the same time, when you're with family, it doesn't really seem like you're that far away from home.
Yeah, it just, it kind of became the norm. Staying in the hotel, lots of travel, eating together, being together. And I think, sometimes it's easier to be, or better to be on the road because you are so focused on the task at hand. You're together all the time, and that's what you're trying to do. And so it really, I think worked out. Hey, we made lemonade out of lemons. I think, and having to be on the road, we chose to be on the road. It was great.
So you got this thing, your second year in the league. What does that mean for this franchise?
Well, it's huge. It says a lot about, just, what we've been able to put together in a couple of years, and just so proud of our coaching staff doing just a phenomenal job. Not only recruiting talent, but then molding the talent that we do recruit, and then having the guys come up. And, the players who won the championship, they've set the tone now for our program.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's expected now that when we come back here next year, we're shooting to win that thing again and keep that thing here. Right. And that's really what it's all about. Is that, now we're a championship program in just our second year, and that's really special. And these guys will always be that. And I think the thing that's really gonna stick with everybody's gonna remember through this whole run is that overtime game.
Right.
It was really epic.
Totally.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, that was really something special that these guys will be talking about for the next 30, 40 years, I'm sure.
And you can go through a game like that, but if you don't win it, it really isn't that as special,
Yeah.
But to actually see that they actually came out and came out on top in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's easy to say now, but I didn't dare say it before the game yesterday. But the winner of that game was really, really had the upper hand.
Right.
Obviously, if you win the first game in 2 out of 3, you do. But that game was so much put into it, so much emotion, and then to have to lose that game and come back and try to win the next 2 against such a tough opponent.
Right.
Both opponents are very tough. I just feel like that night when we scored that goal, it just seemed like destiny.
You worked so hard for all that, and to not get a win after all that much hockey.
Right.
133 minutes.
Yeah, so for us, Lucky Billy had a little extra in him there, and we kept saying that. You and I were doing the play-by-play, and we kept saying. And I remember a couple times saying, "Oh, Billy, I wish you would just take that down thing to the net," And he finally did, and there he put it in. So that was a huge goal. And then we've been talking about Heikla and stuff for the last month. We've been doing these games. Litschke, the way he came on fire. And Heichel played so well. Had so many chances for him to get 2
Right.
goals last night. Was
With the bad shoulder
with
and
the bad
everything.
shoulder. It was just really cool to see. 'Cause, I mean, this team, you know, Toscano stepping up on Friday night to get that big goal, you know, and playing the way he played. He had the best scoring, 2 or 3 of the other best scoring chances of the night.
That line by itself was the
Yeah,
best,
him and
was the
Berglund
best
and
line of
Kovac.
at least during regulation
Yeah,
time.
and we were talking about that, and so it really started coming from everybody. And we didn't have to have Darian step up and score all our goals or anything like that, and Miller or Klein. I mean, it came from everybody.
It was, and you think about it, you guys had, because you always look for the experienced guys to step up. But in the finals, Darian got 1 point, and that was it. Ian got a goal. Other than that, it was all guys that are at least eligible to go.
Yeah, right. Well, absolutely. You know, and Heichel has been around a long time, and you know, Billy's got eligibility, and you know, and obviously Toscano. But you know, the other thing is, I mean, Darian. It felt a little bit for a while there like Darian was carrying us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in the Fairbanks series. You know, a bunch of points there in those first couple
Right.
games. Game-winning goal up there. You know, on the road. But then all of a sudden, you know, he got a little quiet, which, you know, other teams are doing everything they can do to shut him down.
Right.
Somebody else stepped up, and there it was. And so, you know, and nobody cares on a championship team. Nobody cares who scores.
Right.
It's just that we score.
Exactly.
You know, and that's what I loved about these guys. It's just blocking the shots, to getting sticks in the lanes, and doing all the special little things that you and I were talking about in the booth about things that win championships that people don't realize.
So, season's over, but the work continues for you guys. You've got next week tryout camp. If you want to just talk about what that entails, I forgot to bring that up with Coach Meisner. I know that he's kind of the contact for that, but you can give us an idea of what that's.
Yeah,
gonna,
well,
take
we'll have you know, somewhere between 80 and 100 kids next week trying out. It's our pre-draft camp, so we have 2 of them. We have one next week in Andover, Minnesota, and we have one the following week in Denver, Colorado. And we're really trying to get the reason why those 2 camps come now is because our June 9th is our draft. Sure. And so we want those 2 camps so we can see a lot of talent on the ice and see a lot of the kids that we're looking at drafting. And then we'll be able to, they're more prepared on who we want to draft. And after we've seen them all together on a couple ice services, you know, on June 9th. And then after that, we'll after the draft, you know, we'll have our returning guys, our drafts, our tenders, things like that. And then come July 16th through the 19th, we have our final camp, which that's where the camp that we actually pick our team from.
Okay. I guess is it decided who is going to come to that first camp, or is it still? Are there still some openings?
We're still bringing some kids in. Yeah, I mean, it's getting pretty full now, but we still have some openings, and I'm sure we'll get some kids signing up this week. And
well, I think this thing will help you guys get some people in.
Yeah, I think that, you know, we're going to be a pretty desired program to play for, no question. I mean, not only, you know, we think we got a pretty good location, you know, to a lot of good hockey players, but also now that we're a championship program, you know, everybody wants to be a part of that.
Sure. All right. Well, good luck with that and everything else going on this summer. We'll talk to you again when the season starts.
Thanks for everything you did, Marty. You're a big part of it. Appreciate
Pleasure
it.
to be a part of it.
Yep.
It was great. Dave Boytz. Okay, I'm back on Into the Wilderness, and we're joined by Darian Romenko. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How's this feel?
Unbelievable. I've never really won anything before, and I don't even know how to describe it, but it's just a great feeling.
Talk about that playoff run and how everything kind of progressed, beginning with when you guys were down 0-2 and you were able to come back.
Well, being down 0-2, I think it opened our eyes a little bit. We had our backs to the wall a little bit, and I think that got the ball rolling for us. We knew we were facing elimination, and that we were playing like we would be eliminated every game, not even throughout the playoffs, every series. We knew what it took to win. We knew how to play winning hockey, and just kept going for us.
It looked like, because you guys got in that position where, okay, well, now you got to think, well, you just got to win your last game, because that's the whole key in these kind of playoffs is as long as you win your last game, you stay alive.
Yeah.
And it seems like that was your mentality from there on out. You didn't want to get yourselves back in that position again.
Yeah. I mean, the hardest thing to do is end a team season, and so we knew every time that they were facing elimination, they'd come with their hardest effort of the series, and we just matched what the teams had and were able to beat them.
Right. This season had a lot of ups and downs and a lot of adversity you guys faced, and a lot of people kind of saw it as something kind of special was kind of brewing there. Did you get that feeling throughout this year?
Yeah, I mean, we knew all season long we had the skill to win the Robertson Cup. We just didn't know if the effort was all there or the leadership. But we always knew that we were able to. It was just a matter of fact if we could do it.
Right. Was there a certain point in time where that kind of clicked in?
I think that after that series against Cooley in the first round of playoffs, we came together, we had some meetings, we talked a little bit, and then again, we knew what we had to do, we had to go out and do it.
And then you guys get the 2 wins at home against Fairbanks. You go up there to play them, and you stage a comeback victory. You get 5 points in that game. Talk about that effort there and all that.
I think that was one of the biggest games we've played this playoff run. Just being down 3-0 in Fairbanks. I mean, that's a hostile environment. It's just unbelievably hard to play. That was our first win there, actually.
Yeah.
So that was pretty special for us.
Just to be able to get that monkey off your back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you talk about a place where you have a hostile, you get the fans right on top of you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you're not going to find many tougher places to play.
No, they're kicking on the glass behind us and just in our faces. There's a little crack in between the glass, so they can just yell at us.
Nice. Did that make it seem going to Janesville and Austin make it seem kind of easy going in those places?
Not really. I mean, I like that atmosphere just when it's on our side more, but I'd rather have a loud arena than a quiet one.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you go from there and then you get Janesville where they have that low ceiling. Not many fans, but it seems like that the sound can resonate.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small rink, so it'll seem packed.
Right.
Like no matter how many people are in there.
Right. I mean, they filled up whatever they could as far as getting the people in there. Yeah. So you get to the finals, and I mean, you go up against an Austin team that had been, I mean, your nemesis all year, it seems like. So how did that feel? I mean, not just to win the cup, but to beat that team.
Well, I was a little bit nervous going in just because of our record against them this season, but I knew we were a different team than what we were in the later half of the season. I knew we were able to beat them because we had before, and I don't know, I had butterflies for ever since we figured out we were playing them.
Really? And I can only imagine how those butterflies were feeling when you were in the middle of a 4 overtime game.
I didn't even think of it. I just trying to get as much rest as I could to get out for that next shift.
It seemed like you were on the ice almost the whole game. It seemed.
Yeah, we were rolling 3 centers, and for a little bit we were going every other center.
Yeah. And how were you feeling at the end of that game?
That was the most tired I've ever felt in a hockey game.
Yeah.
I knew I just had to play my position, play sound in the defensive zone, and all else would work out.
Yeah, and to finally see you guys win it, I mean, what was the feeling then?
Well, I didn't see it go in, but I saw the light, and I jumped on the ice, raising my arms, shouting, and then right when I got over to Billy, I was like, let me catch my breath a little bit. And it was I don't even know, just good to be over and great that we won.
Right.
Like, if we would have done all that for nothing, I don't know.
Right. So now you are you got your national letter of intent signed, and so now it's just a matter of getting ready for next year, for next fall at U of M.
Yeah, I'll start in June with training and school and stuff. So got a little break till then.
Right. Have you had a chance to talk to Coach Lucia or any of the coaches there as far as what they want you to do during this off season to get ready for?
Not really. They haven't really said anything to me.
Yeah.
I know their training is pretty intense there.
Yeah.
Starting in June. So.
Okay. It's no rest for the weary, I guess.
No.
Well, congratulations. You earned this here. This is an awesome season.
Thank you.
Terrific campaign you had here with the Wilderness, and appreciate you coming by.
Yep, thank you.
Aaron Romanko on Into the Wilderness, and we'll be back with more in a moment. And we're back on Into the Wilderness. We're joined by Ivan Chukarov. Congratulations, Ivan.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
How's this feel?
It's surreal. I'm speechless. What we did was incredible. I don't even know what to say.
You know, you always picture yourself winning this thing, but to do it the way you guys did it, 10 straight wins, just amazing.
Yeah, and especially we had 6 of them on the road or 7 of them on the road with no home crowd to support us, just everything away, and it was all that we pulled together and we stuck through it and made it through it. It was unreal. It was unreal.
And you did it in the deciding game 2. In that finals, you had a kind of an ankle situation there. Can you talk about what was going on with that?
It's still pretty swollen. I took a puck in practice, actually, a one-timer, and it just swelled up. It hurt so bad to time my skate and everything, and I battled through. I did anything I could just to help the team out. But once that adrenaline started rushing, I forgot about it. But as soon as I stopped playing, it hurt so bad. But
oh, really?
Yeah.
So you wanted to get on that ice just to kind of forget about it.
Every time I was on the bench, I regretted it because I wanted to keep playing.
Yeah.
It was awful.
So this team, how did you see this team come together throughout this season, battling everything that it went through?
Well, in all honesty, we came together after we went down 2-0 Cooley. That's when I really felt that our team was together. Like, we had one agenda, is that just to win. We didn't care who got the points, who scored. We played our defensive zone the way we should. And all we thought about was just the win. And honestly, it took us that long to finally get together, and we got hot when we needed to.
Yeah. Well, you came together at the right time.
Yeah,
it looks like there with that in that third game. And it just kind of transpired from there, going to Fairbanks and just kind of overcoming what was just a hostile crowd.
Oh, yeah. It was a little nerve-wracking going down 3-0 in that first period in Fairbanks, because considering that they're fans, they were loving it, they're into the game. But once you got in the second period, got that first quick 2 power play goals, it really changed the game around. The crowd got out of it. They kind of started quiet down, and that's when we took control and realized, might as well pounce them all we can, and we got it down.
Got it taken care of. So, and to beat Austin, a team that you guys had some difficulties with this season, to beat them in their building. In the manner that you did, through such an emotional game. That game 1. Talk about how all that felt.
I think after the third overtime, my mind just went to autopilot. I was just doing things just out of habit, but beating them in their own barn, because they're considering how good they are playing at home and how we struggled throughout the regular season. It just showed how much character we had, and it was phenomenal. Just it was a sigh of relief that we finally got the game over with, but got the game over with the win, and that was just, we were just floating off of that.
So now you take this and you go into UMass. What kind of experiences in this are you going to go ahead and, as far as a learning experience going into that next level?
Well, I realize it's going to be a lot faster pace. I'm going to have to adjust to that. I'm going to have to really kick it into high gear this offseason, get stronger, get bigger, get a little faster, because I'm coming as a freshman. Hopefully I can, make an impact as a freshman and, make a difference to that team. But I'm excited. It's a new journey, and I'm ready to take that challenge, so I'm looking forward to it.
Any word from their coaches or anything like that as far as how they...
They're excited for me that we won the Robbie Cup. And they kept in touch with me throughout the whole playoffs, asking how everything going. And, they really helped me with how I applied to school and all that NCAA rules, and they were really thorough with what they did. I really appreciate that from them.
How was it last night with relishing in this moment with your teammates in this victory?
Oh, it was all smiles and high fives and hugging. It was. And it's gonna be bad saying bye to these guys, because we finally grew as a family. It's gonna be tough saying goodbye.
Yeah, I can imagine. You go through these moments on the road, and it's like, you're away from home, but you've got a good bonding experience.
Exactly. I feel like being on the road helped us bond more, because we're always in the hotel room. There's nothing to do other than just crack jokes, be together, be in one room playing video games, whatever it is, get our mind off the game. But being on the road, and actually in Fairbanks, when we were in Fairbanks, we won that first game, so we had 3 days off, and those 3 days we became even closer than we could even imagine. It was great. So I think being on the road benefited us, if you think about it.
Well, sometimes you get into that situation where sometimes there's more pressure on you.
Well, I mean, being at home, yeah, as you said, there's more pressure because we're in front of a home crowd and they expect us to win.
Right.
While away, they're like, well, we're the. I mean, if you think about, we were the underdogs throughout the whole way.
Right.
Ever since we played Fairbanks, a defending champs, no one thought we were going to win that. Janesville, best team in the NOLA, I guess.
Right.
And I'm guessing no one thought we were going to win that either. Then Austin, considering how poorly we did with them this regular season, I guarantee no one thought we were going to win that either. So, being underdogs, we don't mind it.
Right.
We don't mind it at all.
Right. You take care. You build on that,
Yeah.
and then you work from behind and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ivan, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations
Thank
again.
you so much.
Good luck the
Appreciate
rest
it.
of the way.
Alrighty.
And we're joined by Rob Stotts here as we continue into the wilderness. Congratulations, Rob.
Thank you.
So this winning this trophy, completing a junior A hockey career, how's this feel?
Yeah, it's the perfect ending to cap it all off. I'll look back on this for my entire life as perfect ending.
Yeah. Now you came onto this team beginning of the year. You were with Odessa last year. Kind of made your way through the junior A career here, culminating here with the Wilderness. So I guess seeing how everything kind of transpired. You saw, from what I understand, you had seen some special things kind of brewing on this team middle of the season.
Yeah, I joke about it with my teammates all the time that I actually went from the worst place team now to the first place team. So that was a great jump for me. But yeah, I could tell from the beginning of the year we are so experienced, we're old, and I knew we had a great chance of winning this. So it wasn't a surprise at all.
Right. So tell me about the way this whole this playoff run came about for you guys. It seemed like you guys had a mountain to climb against Cooley Region and culminated with a 10-game winning streak. How did the mindset change for you guys?
Well, yeah, after the first weekend against Cooley, we just had a team meeting and regrouped. I think the first weekend we were almost just panicking too much. We just kind of regrouped, and we used the LA Kings as our kind of staple model because the year before they had done the same thing. Started off in a hole and then ended up coming back to win it all.
Right.
So we wanted to be just like them, and that's what we did.
And I guess it was. It looked like the situation was where you didn't want to get back in that, where your backs were to the wall.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, especially against Fairbanks and Janesville, they had the home ice advantage, so we couldn't afford to do that. Where at Cooley, at least we got to come back home for the 5th game. So.
And then you got game 1 against Austin. Those 4 overtimes, and you had a number of chances. One where you broke your stick. If you can talk about how all that kind of transpired.
Yeah, I think we had countless chances to end that game as a team, and then I got a rebound, and it was just sitting on the back door. All I had to do was tap it in for the win, and my stick broke on me.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking. It was totally crushed me, but just had to keep on fighting. That was probably the most craziest thing I've ever had happen to me in my career.
Yeah, and you talk about puck luck. I mean, you think, what in the world are the hockey gods thinking when something like that?
Right. I mean, it was like they weren't on our sides for a while, but.
And now, one thing that I was impressed with your play. I mean, you seem to be a really hard-working kind of guy. One of those guys that you don't really care about, I guess, getting the limelight. You just want to get out there and create chances and keep the puck in there and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, just two-way centerman. I pride myself on face-offs and good in the D zone.
Right.
That was my job, is just to shut their top guys down.
Right.
So,
if I had another game to call for you, I guess I would have given you the nickname Selkie.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
that would have been perfect for you.
Yeah, I think so too. That's an honor.
Right. So what do you see as your future? What do you think is going to be happening here?
Well, as of right now, I have a Division III school lined up, St. John's University.
Okay.
So that's my Division III level if nothing else comes up at D1. So
kind of keeping those options
yep,
open at
still
least.
keeping it open.
Yeah.
Hoping for the best, so we'll see what happens here.
And just looking for somebody that's going to work as hard on for every game, it looks like. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. This whole junior hockey experience, what have you learned?
Man, I've learned so much, but I think it just matures you so much. Like, when I go to college, I'll be so ready for it. You know, for the hockey in the school, like living on your own and for 2 years just gets you ready for the real world. And yeah, it's a great experience.
All right. Well, Rob, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
by.
thanks for having me.
Good
Thanks a
luck
lot.
the rest of the way. Rob Stotts. And we're back on Into the Wilderness. We're joined by goaltender Brock Couch. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And how's this feel for you?
It's incredible. I don't even know how to describe it. It's pretty special.
You guys went, you had an 0-2 deficit. Did you think at that point that this was going to be possible?
Not really, I'll be honest. I mean, coming back 0-2 is hard to do. And but once we got out of that series, we knew what we were capable of, and we started to play well at the right time.
Yeah, you guys, you know, and I think we talked about this in our last show. You had that first period in that game 3 where it looked like they were coming at you with all cylinders, and you stood up, and it looked like, and it seemed like that kind of changed momentum. If you can again talk about how that what you faced in that first period and how that kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big moment, obviously being down 0-2, and they came out pretty hard, and obviously they wanted to win. I mean, they knew if they won, they were moving on, but yeah, I just wanted to stay focused and try to make a big save to help out the team, and you know, it worked that way, and the team built off of that, and it was good.
Sure. And then you go to Fairbanks after finishing off Cooley. You get the 2 wins here, go up there, and then they get 3 on you in the first period. So the mentality then going into the second period from there on to try to buckle down and get you guys to be able to get a victory there. How did that? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a good start for us. Obviously, not the way we wanted to start, especially on the road and that building. They build off their fans, and so they were going pretty crazy after it was 3-0. But we came back games 1 and 2, so we knew that we could do it again. Yeah. But obviously, it was a little harder being down 3-0. But like I said, I mean, I just tried to make a save at the right time, or just the saves I needed to make, and hopefully just help out the guys any way I can.
Did that getting through that crowd in Fairbanks, did that help you as far as getting facing the environments you had in Janesville and Austin?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, definitely just being able to win on the road is it's a pretty good feeling, and to do it in Fairbanks was pretty special. And honestly, I think they have the best crowd in the North American Hockey League. Yeah. So we knew if we could do it there, why couldn't we do it anywhere else?
Yeah, I mean, you basically from there on out, you allowed 3 goals the rest of the way. I mean, just an incredible performance. Did you expect anything like that?
I don't know. I just you know, our team was playing well, and you know, I gotta give a lot of credit to the team. It's not just me, but you know, a lot of credit to the defense, and they really helped me out, and not only in the playoffs all year, and even the forwards. You know, sure. we started blocking shots, and we did the little things, and that's why we're standing here today.
So then you go into game 1 in Austin, and overtime after overtime you cannot take a rest, you know, in your position. What was going through your mind in that situation?
I just wanted to stay mentally focused. Obviously, you're physically tired, but you know, being a goalie, a lot of it's all mental. So when the puck was on the other side, I just tried to save as much energy as I could and get ready for the puck when it is coming towards me.
Sure. You know, the one thing that was going through my mind as I was watching it, because they would get their chances. Your guys would be getting chances on their goal a number of times, keeping a lot of pressure. But then, you know, there's always that situation when the other team bounces back, and all of a sudden they'll get a goal, just, you know, kind of a fluky thing, or they'll, you know, just a quick breakaway. You know, and how do you focus? How do you kind of mentally keep yourself going in those situations there?
You just try to do little things. I mean, you're just talking to yourself a little bit, and you're just doing everything you can just to stay on that mental edge and be ready to go. I mean, sometimes we had the play in their end for a couple 5 minutes or so, and But I just wanted to stay ready and stay focused and just make sure I was ready when the puck came to our end.
This was that game. I guess it was good to see that your ankle was fully healed, going through everything that you went through there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we played a little over 2 games in one night, so
right.
it was pretty long, but it was fun.
Sure. And then to get the shutout in the deciding game, how'd that feel?
Unbelievable. I mean, last junior game of my career, and after 5 years, and to end like that, and to be champion, it's pretty special.
And on top of that, you had a number of family in the crowd too.
Yeah, I was. Austin's not too far from my hometown, so I had a bunch of family and friends come. So they supported me all year, and it was pretty cool to be able to do that in front of them.
Now, I was trying to help you out during the broadcast. To the Division I coaches that were out there, that I mean, there's 60 Division I programs, 120 openings or so for goaltenders. There's got to be one for you out there. So, what do you see as your future in that?
I'm not sure yet. Hopefully, I can figure that out soon, so I can start planning on what I'm going to do next year. But hopefully, I get an opportunity to fulfill my dream.
All right. Well, good luck with that. And it's been a pleasure having you here, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Appreciate it.
All right, Brock Coates. All right, we're back on Into the Wilderness. We're joined by Ian Mansfield. Ian, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. And now you have completed your own long junior career with this championship, and how's this feel?
Oh, absolutely amazing. I mean, this was my 4th year in the league. A lot of looking back on all the practices, all the games I've had over my junior career. To finish off on a high note like this, getting to win the Robertson Cup with the team. That really bonded together throughout this playoff series, and just to finish it like this was so rewarding.
Right. You got the winning goal in the deciding game. If you can talk about how that play developed.
To be honest, the whole play is kind of a blur, like how the play set up originally. All I know is that I had good speed that game, and I really kind of felt like if I keep getting my shots off and keep driving past those D, the chance will come. And normally I would, in that kind of instance, I would normally take like a shot for my guys, try to get a low shot, and for some reason I just felt like I had that middle space to drive, and kind of cut across ice. And when I got past that second guy, my thought process was, I was going to the left side, maybe the right side's open. I didn't spend the time to look up and really pick my spot, but I just threw it to that right side, and it ended up being the perfect shot that hit that top right corner.
Sure. And it was a situation kind of like that first game where we were all kind of waiting for that first goal for quite a while, and then you were able to break the ice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And now that whole series, I guess, had a lot of drama. I mean, obviously you go through a 4 overtime game, but that looked like the kind of game where strength and conditioning really played a part. And, did you see that as far as helping things out there?
Yeah, I think their team was in great shape. We're in great shape. I think, obviously we both had, a tough playoff series, no doubt, with all the games we had to play, but we didn't have as many overtimes that we had gone into, or as many losses. So I think we had the advantage there without being so tired. They were just coming out of Lone Star, came back up here, and then for them to have to do that the first game, was definitely probably tough for them. But you could tell it was just who was going to score that first goal, and for us to get that goal was huge, and to carry us into that second game.
Then tell us about the experience that you had previously and what you learned from that to be able to, and I comparing is what you saw from previous teams and what they did not have that this team had.
I think what our team had, it's kind of funny almost. Like I was kind of joking around with the guys, like, our team, we didn't hype ourselves up. We didn't have to get T-shirts made saying, Robertson Cup. Sure. We didn't. It was even, I was making jokes about we walk in to the rink and all of us got different stuff on it. It's not like we're trying to be individuals, but it's just kind of that, we're going to go, we're not going to act and, do a lot of talking. We're just going to go do it. And so I think what the key to our team was we just had a lot of guys who everyone had, a different role, and everyone just bought in. I would say the playoff series, I think once we were down 2 to Cooley, came back from that, and everyone began to realize that if we work as a team and we, everyone just does, their job well, we're going to win. Sure. So I think that's what our success was. I think we just had a bunch of guys that really bought in, and that's why we won.
at that point of that Cooley series, I mean, what were you thinking? You're like, we went go through all this during the season, and obviously you did not want to see your junior career come to that sudden of an end.
Yeah, no, I mean, I knew that if once we were down 2, I knew that if we came back from that, I felt like it was going to carry us in. We were going to have a good shot at winning the whole thing, and sure enough, it propelled us.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, and I understand that a lot of people talk about the Fairbanks experience that you guys had as a nice bonding time. Mm-hmm. Being able to get that win in just that first game up there, and then being able to just kind of chill out.
Yeah. I mean, I think, if I look back and say, could we have done it again? There's no doubt. We with the team we have, you could. But when you look at the circumstances that occurred, and every game, whether it was Fairbanks Brock making an amazing save, to keep us in it, or Kovac coming huge and Cooley, having that multi-point game, or Romanko coming clutch on, getting the goals when we needed one. Sure. Everything just happened when it needed to happen, and it just we just kept building on it. The coaches, between periods, everyone was mentally sharp. The coaches knew what to tell us and what kind of, just to put us in a certain mindset. The guys were building each other up. So, I think, at Fairbanks, just, that was a huge time for our team to bond. I think it was just an amazing, this whole playoff experience was just amazing how, all the circumstances were perfect for us to lead us to the cup.
Sure. So now you are moving on. You're going to be going to West Point.
Yep.
And, as you were going through that 4 overtime game, I'm thinking, this is what a soldier's got to go through. This is nothing.
I know. I was actually thinking that too.
So basically allowing that experience, something that you think can carry over.
Yeah. I was actually on the bench. I was thinking to myself, this is good that I'm going through this right now, because it's kind of like, it's really easy not to push yourself to that limit physically and mentally, because it's uncomfortable. Right. And obviously in that circumstance we were forced to, and I was kind of thinking to myself, I'm sure, this is kind of a reminder of what basic will feel like, or what it will feel like when I'm there.
Sure. So what is your time frame now?
My time frame is pretty short. I'm going to be going home here I'm not going to stay in town for too long, and then I'm going to basically only have like 2 weeks off, 2 to 3 weeks off, and then I'm going to be heading to Hawaii for 1 week, and then I'm going to basic right after that. So I basically have a month off.
So you'll have a little bit of time to really chill out, and hang loose in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then the real grind begins.
Yeah, get my tan on before basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good luck up there.
Yeah, thank you.
Really been a pleasure having you here.
Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Ian Mansfield. We're back on Into the Wilderness. I want to thank all the players who joined us here tonight, and we've got the Assistant General Manager with us, Josh Petrich, and I guess if we can talk about what we can expect here for this. We've got a tryout camp coming up. I talked to Dave about that, but this summer, very active with your team, and we're going to be trying to follow along with things that are going to be going on there too.
Yeah, we start camp here coming up. We have 2 camps coming up, one in Andover, one in Denver, and we have the draft on Tuesday, June 9th, I think, at noon. Noon or 1 o'clock, I can't remember, and so it's recruiting and kind of at the same time re-recruiting your guys and making sure that everyone wants to come back and try to hoist that up again.
Sure.
And so it's definitely winning it's been special, it's been surreal, it's been a lot of fun, but tomorrow we're on to next year already.
What are your emotions as far as getting this reaching this point?
I don't think it's set in yet. To be honest, we were driving back today and I was like, holy crap, we won it. Yeah. We won it. It still hasn't fully hit me yet. So last night was a pretty surreal feeling to watch those 23 guys be able to accomplish that, and see a guy like Tyler Hart and Brock Kautz, who no one really wanted coming into the year, and Tyler Hart last year, he just kind of showed up at our main camp and he made the team, and now he's our captain that won a Robertson Cup.
Right.
And so to see stories like that, Brett Heikla paid through the pain that he had last night, and to score 2 goals. It's a pretty special thing for us, for sure. And the great city of Cloquet has been very gracious to us too. So,
where's this going to go?
We haven't. We get it for a year. So I don't know. Those empty trophy cases at Cloquet, we might have to start filling them up with our stuff.
There you go. Well, you know, this one, you're going to need a little bit more space. It looks like.
Yeah, we might have to build a special case for this one. So that's on the agenda for tomorrow. We're just going to enjoy it for another 24 hours, and then we got to start making hard choices.
How many pictures have you had taken with this thing so far?
You know what? I'm probably under 15.
Okay, all right, good.
So, you know, I mean, we had our team photo and then our staff photo, and then, you know, I got one with my wife and I got one with the goalies.
Okay.
I mean, I think for me, the goalies one was the most special, especially for Brock.
Right.
I mean, it's, if I have to pick one guy that I'm happiest for, it's him.
Right. Yeah, he, you know, to see what he went through, overcoming injury this year, and to go into his old home building in Janesville and allowing only 2 goals there, and then getting a shutout in the final game. Just tremendous work.
He told me last night, we were sitting down, me and him were just chatting, and he said, you know, when I was 16, we decided to go to a junior camp. He went to the Owatanas camp, and a week before, he told his dad he didn't want to go, and he asked his dad to call the coach, and he didn't call the coach. And so, you know, he showed up at camp, and he had to leave early. He was playing in a tournament up here in the Duluth area. And he got the phone call on Sunday afternoon of that camp, and he was in the Cloquet Arena. That, you know, we want you to be on our team, and we want you to play junior hockey next year.
Okay.
And he said it's pretty fitting that it started in Cloquet and it ended in Cloquet.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty cool story for me. That was a pretty touching one for me.
That's awesome. So how often is this going to be in the passenger side of your car in the back? I mean, are you going to?
Oh, it's not leaving my bedside. I'm going to get a big in table for it. No, this is for the fans. I mean, we've had our time. We'll take a week with it. We'll bring it to a couple of the different establishments in town. But when it's all said and done, this is for the fans. Because without the fans, the billets, and the sponsors, we don't have this opportunity to have that here. So we're going to share it with the fans for sure.
All right. And we'll try to get another show on probably around the draft or so.
Yeah, maybe the night of the draft, or depending on how we feel, maybe the next night or something. It would be a lot of fun. So we appreciate everything you've done for us too, Marty.
It's been a pleasure. You know, and I guess what are you going to be looking for in the draft? What do you
We'll take the next 4 or 5 days. I mean, we got colleges that are calling us about guys that aren't committed right now, and you know, I mean, that's what happens when you win a championship. Is you have the ability. You know, that you have opportunities that come up for different players, and so you know, we'll take the next 2.5 weeks to really figure out what we're returning and what we're not, and it never ends. Yeah. And that's part of this league and how things go. So it never ends, and we'll play it by ear. You know, we're gonna have to get a couple forwards, and. You know, we have one import spot open. You know, if we use it, we use it. If we don't, we don't. But we'll see. 2.5 weeks will tell.
Right. Plenty of time to look it over now and relax. No games. I guess some of the pressure's off, but you know.
Yeah, it just ramps up. We're on to 15, 16.
There you go. All right.
On for the repeat.
Thanks, Josh.
Appreciate it, Marty. Thank you very much.
All right. That's Josh Petrin, and that'll take care of this edition of Into the Wilderness. Thanks again.